So here's the thing, though, is the reason why you see so much crossplay now is because of Xbox and Sony. They got better about it. I know Xbox really well, Sony a little bit. But it used to be, even when you were going to do patches, you had to wait a long time. So now, if you think about TF2, just had a bunch of updates, right? We're continuously updating it. And that's not the way Xbox and Sony thought about games. They thought you put it out there, maybe you give an update, maybe there's some DLC, but you're not patching it like every week. Where TF2, man, it was continuous. And so what happened quickly is it'd get out of sync because you would, like in the old days, this is the old days, you would submit to Microsoft, let's say, right? We're going to say, we're going to ignore Sony for a minute and just keep in sync with Microsoft. And so for the Xbox, we're going to submit this patch. Okay, we've got to run it through their certification. Their certification is going to take 2 to 3 weeks. We may have something wrong with it. It may be a month then before we update it. Where on the PC, there's already been, update every week. So they're 4 updates behind already, and it just made it impossible to connect. And to Microsoft's credit, they in particular have been wonderful. Like, we're cross-platform. Our little tiny game, the Anacrusis, is cross-platform with Microsoft because Microsoft made it easier to do that. Once you submit and they go through the verification process, like the first time you do it, it's strenuous. Second time you do it, it's strenuous. Third time, strenuous. Fourth time, they're like, hey, as long as we don't hear bad things, we cool. And then it just becomes essentially a 24-hour process. We submit it. They just make, I don't know what checks they're doing, but they're very minimal. And then they're putting it up. And I think really they're probably just pushing it out to all their data centers so it's ready to go. And so that's why you see so many cross-platform games now. Like, everyone wanted to do this. We wanted to do this back with, a bunch of things. If you think of like the Portal and Portal 2 and Sony, right? Like, there was all of these things of wanting to do this, but it just wasn't the way those companies were made. And now they're made to do that. They're made that, hey, you get it, we want to update the game all the time. We're gonna check you a little bit, but we're gonna allow you to do that, and that has made all the difference. Funny little side note. So we do the Sony 2 thing, right? We do the Portal 2 thing with Sony, where it's like the most integration ever. You can buy it on one platform, you get it on both kind of things. And then Sony goes down for 30 days because they got hacked and actually got hate email sure that we had something to do with it. We didn't. Nothing to do with us. But that's just the way people think. Oh, man, that was interesting. But yeah, now do not blame old games for why they did not do cross-platform, because it was just not a thing you could do and update your game. Thank, though, Microsoft and Sony both that they saw the light and saw how people wanted to update the games and keep them in sync. And so that's what happens now. Yay! There you go.